Hi, everybody. You flip around here. How's everybody doing out there in quarantine land? This is Mike from Laughing Place, coming to you from Burbank, California. We're here in my apartment. I got a request from my bosses here at Laughing Place to do a tour of my my crazy person apartment filled with lots of toys and memorabilia and stuff from my 4 decades of just kind of amassing pop culture paraphernalia. So we're going to do that starting here in just a minute. I'm waiting for people to show up. If anyone wants to watch, give it another minute here. Does anybody have any comments or thoughts? How's everybody doing? Everybody hanging in there? Who's watching? Anybody want to say hi? I see Orange Penguin saying wow. So in about 30 seconds, we're going to get started here. It is Thursday at 3 o'clock. It's been slow. It's been slow. All the parks are shut down, obviously. The news has slowed to a crawl coming in at the Laughing Place site. Dean says he was supposed to fly to Disney this Sunday. Yeah, I know. All those vacations canceled. I feel really bad. Hi, Doobie. Doobie, the co-founder of Laughing Place, is watching from Northern California, and I'm here in Southern California. All right, let's get started. I'm going to flip back around here, strategically avoiding the messier parts. We're gonna start here. This is a framed attraction poster from the Haunted Mansion. It's got this cool gold frame around it, and I acquired this from my friend John, who got it printed at Disneyland probably like 15 years ago and had it framed up in his apartment. And he left it out in the rain, and it got some like water damage on it. You can see here, just a little bit. But he decided he didn't want it anymore, and I was like, I'll take it. So that's kind of like the centerpiece of my living room there. And then outside of Disney, I'm also a really big Breaking Bad fan. So I got this drawing, this painting I bought at Comic-Con. I thought that was a really cool. And then by the same artist, this is a Rick and Morty painting. These are both the same fan artist did that, and I got those both at San Diego Comic-Con. I'm a big fan of both of those shows. Hi, Gideon. Hi, Adam. And then, okay, this is going to be really cool here. This is like my little shrine to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. I got to go to the media preview and the grand opening ceremony. So I put all this together in a big frame. And you can see I got the map here. There's a few variant covers of the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge comic book. There's the one with Han Solo and Chewbacca on it. This was the opening day guide map from Galaxy's Edge from Disneyland. There's another variant cover of the comic with Doc Ondar, the Ithorian antique shop owner there. These are the coasters from Oga's Cantina. I actually have 5 different ones, but one of them fell behind that one in the frame. So there's the T-16 Skyhopper, the Blue Bantha, the Bloody Rancor, and the Yub Nub. And the one that fell behind there, I can't remember which one I'm missing, but it's back there. I'm just blanking on which one is... Yeah, Alex is going to see the Legos. We're going to see those in a bit. This is another variant cover of the Galaxy's Edge comic with Doc Ondar on the cover there. And then in the middle here, I have this framed picture you can just buy at the park of Black Spire Outposts. And this says in Arabic, it says on the galaxy's edge. Yes, I can read Arabic, kind of. These are some wristbands from the reservation period. I went 5 times during the reservation period. There, I've got those in there. And then this is all 9 of the collectible cards that they released at a few different events. And then they gave some out at the grand opening. And they all, when you put them all together, they make the map of Black Spire Outpost at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. And I thought that was really cool. So I put them in a little card sleeve there that I had left over from when I was much younger. Here's some more Galaxy's Edge stuff. We'll get through this. This was the media event for Star Wars Rise of the Resistance just back in January, not too long ago. And then this stuff, some of this was given away at the media event for the grand opening. This key was from the grand opening of Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland. The lanyard here, this lanyard was from the Rise of the Resistance. And then this giant pin here was from the grand opening as well. And then I bought these 3. These 3 pins were part of a series of 4. And then they came out, I think, weekly or semi-weekly or something. And then the 4th one you couldn't get unless you bought all of them in a big pack. So I already had the first 3, and they put out the 4th one in a pack of 4 with all of them. And I was like, I want the 4th one by itself, but you couldn't do that. This is a Knott's Berry Farm, one of my other favorite theme parks here in Southern California. They did like an art show for Boysenberry Festival last year or the year before, and I got that there. This just art inspired by the history of Knott's Berry Farm. This is Winchester Mystery House. It's like a tourist trap kind of place in Northern California that I really like, and they gave away this art at Midsummer Scream a couple years ago. Here's a Pirates of the Caribbean attraction poster, smaller scale. These are Star Wars collector plates that I got when I was a teenager. This is episode 4, A New Hope, and this is The Empire Strikes Back, episode 5. I don't have the Return of the Jedi one, but I really like those, so I put them up. Let's go through some of my Star Wars Black Series figures, which are up near the ceiling up there. So we'll start with the toys. Thanks, Gideon. Gideon says he likes the plates. I like those plates too. I'm trying to like strategically avoid showing the mess because we're kind of cluttered right now. We stocked up on groceries because we're sheltering in place or whatever. Here's some Star Wars Black Series figures. They're going to start over here on the left. You'll notice that they kind of follow the sequence of the original trilogy up here. There's a dewback with some sand troopers. There's 3PO and R2. There's Obi-Wan Kenobi giving Luke his lightsaber, his father's lightsaber. A Jawa, a Tusken Raider, Han Solo, Chewbacca, Greedo. There's a rebel soldier. Doobie asks, what's your favorite episode of The Mandalorian? I think I like the one with Bill Burr. The heist episode with Bill Burr. And some good other character actors in that one. That was my favorite one. There's Princess Leia. There's Luke in his X-Wing gear, and then Wedge Antilles. There's Luke in the Yavin ceremony. Yeah, Doobie agrees. That's his favorite episode. Dengar. Here's the bounty hunters. You got Dengar, IG-88, Boba Fett, Bosk, and Forlom, and Zuckuss. There's Yoda. You got Luke in his Bespin fatigues when he goes and fights Darth Vader in Bespin Cloud City. There's Lando Calrissian, and there's the Comic-Con exclusive Han Solo in Carbonite. Yes, old Yoda. I don't have the Baby Yoda Black Series yet. high on my list. This the Black Series Han Solo and Carbonite is one of my prized possessions, and my wife got that for me off of eBay because I wasn't able to get it at Comic-Con. So love that one. There's a Leia in the Bausch bounty hunter disguise. There's a Gamorrean guard, Lando Calrissian in his Jabba's palace skiff guard disguise. Jedi Luke fighting Darth Vader, an Imperial Royal Guard, Emperor Palpatine, and then a scout trooper on the speeder bike. And there's what the whole shelf looks like. And then I've got some more up here. These are Hoth characters from Ice Planet Hoth. What's this guy's name? Now I'm blanking on him. They just call him the AT-AT commander, but he has a name too, and I'm blanking on what it is. It's General Veers. General Veers, I think. Right? And there's Han in his Hoth outfit riding on a Tauntaun. And then the AT-AT pilot, I think that's called, and the snowtrooper, and Leia in her Hoth gear, and Luke in his Hoth gear fighting the Wampa. I really love all those figures. Hoth is my favorite planet in Star Wars, so it's cool to have all those in the 6-inch Black Series. And then I got some Rick and Morty figures too, because I really like that show as well. There's Squanchy and Mr. Poopy Butthole and Rick and Morty and Summer and the Meeseeks and a bunch of guys from Rick and Morty with Star Wars up there. Here's Rogue One Black Series 6-inch figures, a whole bunch. You got Jyn Erso and Cassian Andor and K2SO and Director Krennic. And then Chirrut Imwe up here with Baze Malbus and the Death Trooper and the Scarif Trooper up there. These are some pictures of our cats and some Disney World photos. There's just vacation photos there. But we're talking about pop culture merchandise. So I'm going to move on to this shelf over here. Oh, cool. Adam has two of the Rogue One stuff. These are from that Funko Disney subscription box that I reviewed at my previous job, but I didn't keep a lot of that stuff, but I did keep these like collectible tins because I really liked them. There's a Haunted Mansion one, the Pirates of the Caribbean, Toy Story Midway Mania, Incredibles, Incredicoaster and stuff. X-Files is owned by Disney now. Yes, correct, Doobie. There's Dana Scully and Fox Mulder and the alien from the X-Files movie, all owned by Disney, previously 20th Century Fox. This is one of the Galaxy's Edge Black Series sets that they put out. And there's a Han Solo blaster there in front of that. And just another Black Series like Stormtrooper. The Conan O'Brien pop from Comic-Con. All right, I'm going to swing over here. Again, I'm like strategically avoiding the messy areas. This is... These are some framed records from my favorite rock band, They Might Be Giants, autographed by John Linnell and John Flansburgh, the two lead singers and songwriters for that band. Not Disney related, though they have written and recorded albums for Disney as well. They put out a few kids albums through Disney Records, so they do have Disney ties. And they've written songs about Disney attractions and stuff, so recommend. Doobie says they saw They Might Be Giants at Downtown Disney House of Blues. I was probably there with you. What year was that? I was probably there in the crowd with you. But right up front. Disney Springs. Oh, no, I wasn't there. This is the Marvel shelf. This is all Marvel stuff. I've got some Marvel Legends figures. There's this is Professor X, actually, the Patrick Stewart version from the first movie. There's Nightcrawler, Marvel Legends, Doctor Strange, and War Machine. And then this is my favorite Marvel superhero, The Thing from the Fantastic Four, Ben Grimm. And I've also got Spider-Man, Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor, some Avengers characters. And then these four guys back here are all from the Guardians of the Galaxy attraction at Disneyland. Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout. These are the characters you can get that are captured by the collector. And there's Baby Groot, Rocket Raccoon, Cosmo, the space dog, and Howard the Duck back there. And then way at the top here, I could barely reach, there's some Marvel Legos. Marvel Lego sets. There's a Doctor Strange one. There's a Captain Marvel one. What else? There's a Thor Ragnarok set up there. Okay. Oh, man. My arms are aching. All right. Let's come down a little bit. This is a Heisenberg pork pie hat that I bought for when I was Heisenberg for Halloween from Breaking Bad. Do you have a droid? I have... You mean the buildable droids? I didn't ever build a droid, but I do have some droids. We're going to get to those. Okay. This is Eric Cartman from South Park, the video game. And I'm blanking on the title of the game. The Stick of Truth. South Park, The Stick of Truth. And then there's Kang and Kodos from the... Yeah, oh boy, dust. Look at all the dust. I should have dusted first. You're right. There's a Pepita from Coco that I painted at Pixar. Kang and Kodos from the Simpsons Treehouse of Horror. This is my little shrine to Mystery Science Theater 3000, one of my favorite television series of all times. Here's Tom Servo, Crow T-Robot, and Gypsy, the main three bots from MST3K. There's a mug from the Kickstarter campaign to relaunch the show. This is actually another one of my prized possessions here. Let me take this out. This is autographed by the entire original the first two casts of Mystery Science Theater. And this is especially treasured for me because this set is volume 10 and it came out and then they immediately pulled it out of print because this movie Godzilla vs. Megalon, they didn't actually have the rights to release it. So I got all the original cast to sign this. Mike Nelson, Joel Hodgson, Bill Corbett, Trace Bellew, J. Elvis Weinstein, Kevin Murphy. Who else? Mary Jo Pale. They all signed it. So I really like having that. There's the Gamera box set there. This is just one of my dorky obsessions, Mystery Science Theater 3000. Here's the first Lego set I have on display. This is Arkham Asylum from Batman. And I didn't put any minifigures here. I don't know why. I guess I'll get to that eventually. I'll put Batman and some of the villains in there. There's like a Oogie Boogie popcorn bucket. And this is one of the Trader Sam's collectible... It's not a mug, really. This is a collectible bowl. And that was like a squid or something. I forget what that's called. Who remembers what that's called at Trader Sam's, this thing? And there's the Rick and Morty portal gun and the Meeseeks box. There's my cat who passed away. That's her footprint there. All right, we're going to skip this next shelf because it's all my wife's stuff. We're only going to do my stuff. I gave her one shelf. It's all... I'm like dominating the living room. Most of it's mine, and then my wife's is here. She got to have one display. Maybe you could get your wife to dust them for you, says Marcia Lyon. Yeah, very funny. All right, let's start up here. We got a Muppets mug. We got some 12-inch Star Wars guys back there, Boba Fett and Han Solo. This Homer Simpson is from like 1989 or 1990 from Burger King. That's one of my oldest toys. I was like 9 or 10 when I got that from Burger King or McDonald's. I forget which one. I think it was Burger King, I want to say. But then there's some Disney Afternoon mugs, Darkwing Duck, and yeah, Gideon says Muppets. Yeah, the Muppets mug there. I got that pretty recently. Darkwing Duck and DuckTales. I love both of those. There's Krang from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Again, one of my older toys. That was one of my favorite characters on the Ninja Turtles cartoon when I was a kid. Krang in his robot body up there. There's a Stormtrooper mug. There's a Twilight Zone Tower of Terror glass from the Disney California Adventure version. I got that here at Disneyland. There's a Ghostbusters collectible glass. I just got that this year at Halloween from Universal Studios Hollywood Halloween Horror Nights. There's a Bubba Wumba blue milk jug. In the back there, you got Galactus from the Fantastic Four. He was a buildable figure from Marvel Legends. I really liked putting that together. You had to buy like 6 figures and build him. And then there's Treebeard from Lord of the Rings. He's got Merry and Pippin, the hobbits, on top of him there. We got the Ecto-1, the original Ecto-1 from Ghostbusters, and Slimer up there. And there's some Ghostbusters toys in there too, the characters, Egon and Peter. The Infinity Gauntlet Sipper from Disney Parks, that's pretty recent. This is from Knott's Berry Farm, this boysenberry elixir. And then we got Salacious Crumb. This was an exclusive at Star Wars weekends at Walt Disney World. And then they sold it for like a day at Disneyland. And I was going to buy it. We were there and I like almost bought it, but I didn't. And then the next time we were there, it was gone. And I regretted it for years. And then again, my wife bought it for me on eBay. So, you know, gotta appreciate that. That's Salacious Crumb. We're gonna see more of him later on too. Let's come down a level. Whew. Oh, my arms. Oh, okay. Let's see. What else we got here? This is the San Diego Comic-Con 2019 exclusive Boba Fett figure, 6-inch Black Series figure that was painted to look like the original Boba Fett action figure from Kenner. Really like that one. This is Luke's land speeder from the Hasbro Black Series. And then you've got Infinity Gauntlet mug back there. Big Conan O'Brien fan. I've got a mug from the original Conan show when I went to see that in New York a few times. Late Night with Conan O'Brien. And then I got to see The Tonight Show. When he hosted The Tonight Show for just like 7 months, I got to go to see that, and I bought the mug there. So I really like having that. Another Trader Sam's mug. There's a Hatbox Ghost mug. More Trader Sam's. This is the Trader Sam's Nautilus. I really like that from Walt Disney World. This is from the Indiana Jones Jock Lindsay's Hangar Bar. Hi, Lexi. You want to shout out? Shouting out to Lexi. Yes, it is nice to have a wife who knows technology. Like the DuckTales mug. I didn't get that. Okay. There's Captain Rex, a.k.a. DJ Rex from Oga's Cantina in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. He's a Bluetooth droid. So, Gideon, you were asking me if I had any droids. So that I think that counts as a droid, right? Here's a Rick Sanchez mug from Rick and Morty. There's a zombie head from Trader Sam's. And this is a Pirates of the Caribbean Stein from Disneyland. Really like that one. Here's a Jabba the Hutt from the exclusive San Diego Comic-Con Black Series with Salacious Crumb again, and Slave Leia from Return of the Jedi. And then the Boba Fett Stein from Disneyland. Actually, I got this at Star Wars weekends at Walt Disney World, but then they were selling them at Disneyland as well. All right, move down here. This is just a little display I put together from The Goonies, one of my favorite movies ever as a kid, and then also, you know, still looking back from as an adult. I have a little sloth Lego minifigure. These were the two kind of mini builds that came with that sloth figure in the Lego Dimensions set. And then I have a replica of the skeleton key from Goonies and the coin, the pirate coin from the movie, and then the replica map with a glass. We went to Astoria, Oregon, and we got to see where they shot a lot of the stuff from the Goonies up there. And there was a gift shop at the jail from the beginning of the movie where we got a lot of these collectibles. Yeah, the Goonies are good enough. Cyndi Lauper, you know, can't go wrong there. This is an art of Pee-wee's Big Adventure. We were talking about this earlier today with Kyle Burbank, one of my coworkers. This is just, we went to like, I think was this at CatCon? I got this? Yeah, we went to CatCon in Pasadena, and they had this art. It was just, I think it's because it was like pets. Because this is the scene in Pee-wee's Big Adventure where he rescues all the pets from the pet store. So it's one of my favorite scenes from that film, and I just thought the art was really cool. So we grabbed that up, and I had it framed. I'm trying to figure out a good strategy to get to the next area without showing the messy parts I don't want to show. I'm going to actually crawl over my couch here, and we're going to go over here. Okay, that worked. Okay. Here we go. Top shelf again. More Star Wars Black Series figures, if you can believe it. This is, starting over here, we got Luke and Han in Stormtrooper disguise. You can see Luke's hair is supposed to be wet, like he was just in the trash compactor on the Death Star. And Han's hair is fine, right? Because he never went underwater, I guess, right? And then there's more. Actually, the one on the right there, the Stormtrooper on the right, is also Luke in Stormtrooper disguise. But I had to buy this other one because they did. Oh my God, I can't believe I bought both of those. But yeah, he's got wet hair. And he's got the little communicator that he calls C-3PO with. So I'm a sucker. I'm just a sucker. Here's Grand Admiral Thrawn, one of my favorite non-movie Star Wars characters from the expanded universe, from the novels and stuff. There's the Death Star Gunner. Oh no, that's a Death Star Trooper, I think that's called. One of them. And then the TIE Fighter pilot and the Imperial, what is that called? The droid. Oh man, I'm blanking. What's it called? That little hovering droid. Here's some characters from Solo, a Star Wars story. Kira. Oh boy. What's I'm blanking all these characters' names now. You'd think I would know if I've got their figures. Moloch up there. There's Han and the Mimban Trooper. Yeah, Dryden Voss. Dryden Voss is the villain in Solo. Here's some more Solo guys over here. The Han and Lando. That's not Forlom, John Ross. Okay, all right, we're gonna move back. Let's move back. Okay. Whew. Okay, I don't have to reach up as high. All right, we're moving on to more Star Wars stuff. This is a Lego set. This is Darth Vader's castle from the planet Mustafar in Rogue One. I got to review that here on Laughing Place YouTube channel, so you can go and watch that whole review. And then, yeah, Gideon has the Darth Vader castle also. It's a cool one. This is a AT-AT from the Power of the Force series in the 1990s. So there was like a remake of the original AT-AT. I think they used the same mold, but I got the kind of re-release of it in the 90s. And you can see Luke, he's kind of dangling there. Here's the Mandalorian in a weird looking pose. I don't know why I did him like that. And he's got a Jawa there. He likes to blow those guys up with his cool rifle. This is that hyper real Darth Vader series that Hasbro put out. This is the Ewok Yub Nub mug from Oga's Cantina at Galaxy's Edge. And there's just what is this? A Sith trooper or somebody? No, a Purge trooper from Jedi Fallen Order. The video game. Okay. Whew. This is Star Wars books, you guys. These top 3 shelves are all Star Wars books. These are all mostly current canon novels. The first few here are not, because I had to fill in the space. But Shadows of the Empire, True Sepakura, Courtship of Princess Leia and Spectre of the Past there. These are all like hardcovers from the expanded universe that are no longer canon. But the rest of these are all current canon Star Wars novels. There's Tarkin up there. And then we've got some more Star Wars Lego sets. This is from Rogue One, the hover tank. And you got Han's speeder from... Where's the ceramic Dalmatian? What does that mean, 2B? I don't know what that means. Han's speeder from Solo, A Star Wars Story, and being chased by Moloch and the Corellian hounds from Solo. And this is from Oga's Cantina as well. This is that Rancor beer flight with all the Rancor teeth. It was like $70 or whatever. Oh boy, yeah, I really am a sucker. I can't even drink beer, and I didn't drink the beer. My wife drank the beer, and I got to keep the ceramic things that we have not used. It just sits here on the shelf and collects dust, but I think it's pretty cool. Anyway, there's some more Star Wars books back there. These are all old canon Legends, right, Gideon? Correct. Legends, canon, expanded universe books up there. And then these are all like Star Wars reference books. Here's the Cliff Dweller ceramic Porg mug from Oga's Cantina at Galaxy's Edge. And these are all Star Wars reference books, which is just nuts. It's nuts that I have this many Star Wars books. 3 shelves. And that's not even like a small fraction of the amount of Star Wars books that exist. These are just the ones that I have personally. Do I have Imzadi? What is that? I don't know what that means. Doobie, explain it to me. What's Imzadi? Is that a Star Wars thing I'm not aware of? I don't know. Let's go down the next shelf here. I really like these. I've been collecting these Donald Duck and Uncle Scrooge, Carl Barks comic collections from Fantagraphics or something. What was the name of that company? I don't know. Those are the old Donald and Uncle Scrooge comics by Carl Barks that inspired DuckTales and Indiana Jones movies. Speaking of Indiana Jones, there's some indie novels back there from the 90s, I think. Here's a Gonk droid built out of Lego from that remote control droid series. I really like this Lego set. It came for free when you bought a certain amount, and it's just like a little kid riding one of those like supermarket rocket ships. That's really cool. Oh, this is from the Frozen 2 premiere. You got to build... Hi, Cat. Sorry, I'm not saying hi to people. Hi, Cat. You got to build Olaf from Frozen out of Lego, and he's like a little jewelry box. That's cool. Here's some more coffee table type books about cinema and Jim Henson, that kind of thing. What else? Oh, this is cool from Comic-Con 2019. This is Marvel Legends, Thor Ragnarok, the Grand Master, Jeff Goldblum. And then on the other side, it's the Collector, Benicio del Toro. I just thought that was a cool 2-pack, and my boss picked that up for me, which was very kind of him. As a Lego built R2-D2 there. And more books about TV. There's some Calvin and Hobbes comic book. Calvin and Hobbes comic strips, I mean. Best comic strip ever created. I have the whole collection there. Marvel Omnibus, Fantastic Four from John Byrne era, Howard the Duck. The whole Infinity Gauntlet saga. Marvel Omnibus. Okay, let's get on to some Lego here. Woo! All right, Lego. We got Wall-E in Lego form. This is just a very dusty DeLorean from Back to the Future. And then this is a remote control. Boy, there's a lot of dust. I should have dusted. Sorry. Oh, that's gross. Mouse droid. Remote control mouse droid from Disneyland. Another very dusty Lego set here is the Ghostbusters Firehouse. I was so excited when they announced that this is coming out. Ghostbusters is one of my favorite movies ever made, and when I heard they were making the Lego set, I was like, I don't care how much it costs, I'm gonna get it. And I got it. It was too much, but I bought it. And I also got the Ecto one with Slimer there. It's all Lego. There's the 4 Ghostbusters. There's Dana Barrett, Lewis Tully in the windows there. I got the dog and Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. And the librarian ghost there. Okay. Here's the Disneyland train station, Main Street train station. Lego. This just came out last year. And I was very, very excited about that too. That was one of the things that I always was thinking about building out of Lego myself. If I had the talent and the pieces, that I would put that together. And they came out with it officially, which was awesome. And behind here I put in like a hidden DuckTales characters. So you got Uncle Scrooge, Huey, Dewey, and Louie, and Donald going on a trip on the Disneyland Railroad. So that's exciting. This is one of my favorite Lego sets that's not Disney related in any way. And it's just called, I think, the Old Fishing Shop or something. I just love how this looks and how it was designed. So I picked that one up. Not Disney related. But this is probably my favorite Lego set ever made. And it's just called the Haunted House. And people have pointed out that it looks like the Phantom Manor at Disneyland Paris. It also kind of looks like the Psycho House, as my friend Jeff DePauli pointed out. But just love the way that looks. And I used to have it in my old apartment. I had it built up with a whole like big graveyard around it and stuff. But I just don't have room. You know, you gotta conserve space sometimes. All right, we're gonna strategically move into the next section here. We're gonna go in this hallway first. Okay, this is a painting I did of a DeLorean, the Back to the Future DeLorean, when I was in high school. That is framed and up in my hallway here 20 plus years later. Here's an original one-sheet movie poster from the movie UHF, written by and starring Weird Al Yankovic. There's a one sheet from the movie Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. Here's some buttons, a lot of buttons that my wife and I have collected from, mostly from Disney parks, but also from a bunch of other stuff. Yeah, Gideon, Back to the Future. These are just buttons. And the thing about these buttons is we have a ton of them on display here, but we also have a bunch that are not on display. So if you can see, as many buttons as you can see here, there's probably twice as many that are not out, which is totally nuts. Like, how many buttons can there be? This is a Disneyland media event that I went to at my previous job that will go unnamed. It was called Return of the Disneyland Classics. And this is when they brought back the Mark Twain Riverboat, the Disneyland Railroad, and Tom Sawyer Island, I guess, was at the same time. And that was after they did all that construction back there. They shortened the river, and then they reopened that stuff with the new rock work back there and the train trestle. And they gave me this lithograph looking thing, and I thought it was so cool that I framed it. But I really liked that a lot. And this is it's coming out of the frame here. I got to fix that. But that's just a Coco guitar from one of the media events I went to for that movie. All right, we're moving into another room. This is my office. Okay, closing the door. Whew, part two. Here we go. This is a signed poster for the movie Gigantic, which is a documentary about the band They Might Be Giants. Again, my favorite band. Here's a photo of me with John and John from They Might Be Giants. This is taken in probably 2002. So like 18 years ago, They Might Be Giants, and they're still going strong. Oh, look at this. This is an out-of-time Back to the Future license plate from Universal Studios Florida, and I got this when I was probably 10 or 12 years old. So yeah, like 30 years ago. Wow. That's crazy. And it's still like in the plastic. I never took it out of the plastic. I really like that a lot. Up here is a bunch of Lego stuff. This is all kind of random Lego stuff. I've got a winter time cottage. There's a Lego version of a Lego store up there. That was a set that you could buy at the Lego store. And then some Disney Lego characters. There's Steamboat Willie way up there. Yellow Submarine, the Beatles. And look, there's the Beatles anthology VHS box set back there. I'm cracking myself up. What is Mike Mack saying? At the start of this, I thought, oh, he doesn't have that much more random stuff than us. I was very wrong. Yeah, you were wrong. Oh, look, it's Metalbeard the Pirate, played by Nick Offerman in the Lego Movie. And a bunch of more Lego Movie stuff. Lord Business's Lair. That's all Lego. Okay, we're going to come down to the next shelf here. This is a framed Simpsons comics #1. It's probably not worth anything, but I thought it was cool because it recreates the cover of the first issue of the Fantastic Four. I love the Simpsons. I love the Fantastic Four, so I framed that. Here's the Mad magazine that was not written, but edited by Weird Al Yankovic a couple years ago. That's probably like 5 years ago now. All right, you ready? Simpsons. Not all of them, but a lot of them. A lot of the Simpsons collectible action figures. Let's see how many I can name. Ralph Wiggum, Lisa, Chief Wiggum, comic book guy, Krusty the Clown, Homer. There's like the 3 nerds from when he goes to college. There's Kirk Van Houten, Disco Stu, Bart Smithers, Maggie, Barney, Mr. Burns, Hans Moleman, Ned Flanders, Sideshow Bob, Rod and Todd Flanders are back there somewhere, Abe, Grandpa Simpson, Rainer Wolfcastle, Homer, Bart Man, Groundskeeper Willie, Marge Simpson. We got, oh, this is one of my favorites. This is Mr. Burns, like in the future when they flash forward and he's got the Bobo bear doll in the weird like dystopian future with Smithers. Smithers is like a weird robot dog. Can you believe they made action figures of that? It's like one joke at the end of one episode, and they made those into action figures. That's what I love about these. There's the Sea Captain, created by Conan O'Brien, by the way. This character here. Where's my finger? There it is. This character, the Sea Captain, a.k.a. Captain McAllister, I think. Created by Conan O'Brien. This is Sarcastic Man, played by Hank Azaria. There he is. Apu, the controversial Apu Nahasapima Pedalon. All right, let's move down one shelf. Here's some more Lego stuff. Lego Indiana Jones. This is a Raiders of the Lost Ark Lego set with Indy and Marion. This came out at the time of Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. They put out some that were also based on the original trilogy of Indiana Jones. This is from Temple of Doom. There's a short round and Kate Capshaw, a.k.a. Willie Scott. Oh, yeah, Gideon. We're going to get to that. Gideon said there's 2 Lego Simpsons minifigure sets, and yeah, well, you'll see. Don't worry. Okay. Here's some like Steven Spielberg Lego minifigures. There's Back to the Future, Marty and Doc and Stripe, or well, I guess it was Stripe from the Gremlins, and then Mohawk later on. Well, Doobie asked me, what do you like better, Indiana Jones or Back to the Future? That's like Sophie's choice for me. When I was growing up, it was like there was like the trilogy of trilogies, which was Star Wars, Indiana Jones, and Back to the Future, and those were like the holy trinity of trilogies, and I love all of them. I love them all. I don't know if I could pick. Here's Gizmo from Gremlins driving around in his little car, and then you got E.T. These are all official Lego minifigures that came in the Lego Dimensions line. So I just thought it was so cool that they made those. You got another Indiana Jones set back there with Indy and Sean Connery as Henry Jones Sr. Here's some Rick and Morty bricks from the Todd McFarlane's company. They're not official Lego, but I love Rick and Morty so much I had to get these. The spaceship from the garage and the Meeseeks and Jerry back there. I got a lot of Rick and Morty stuff too, huh? Okay, let's go down one. This is... Okay, all the R2 units back here are from Disneyland. We need some more light, huh? It's getting kind of dark. We're going to move on in a minute. But these are all like holiday versions of astromech droids. There's a Halloween, a couple from Halloween, and a Christmas one, and then the D23 R2 unit. Marcia votes for Indiana Jones. I don't know. I love both of them. Okay, as a Lego TIE Fighter, and then this is 000 and BT1, I think. I'm not sure if I'm getting that right. These are the two evil droids from Dr. Aphra, which is a Star Wars comic book. Okay, then we got some 3 3/4 inch Star Wars action figures. I have a ton of this scale action figures that are not even on display. So the amount that you're seeing right now is a small fraction of the total I'm seeing, but I did pull these out to put them out here because I love the bounty hunters in The Empire Strikes Back, and I've got, you know, Dengar, IG-88, Boba Fett, Bosk, Forlom, and Zuckuss out here on my shelf, and Darth Vader is, of course, telling them to go and find the Millennium Falcon. Here's some weird random... Oh, these are like bootleg Lego minifigures. I've got Walt and Jesse from Breaking Bad. There's Heath Ledger as the Joker, Fox Mulder and Dana Scully Lego minifigures, and then Fantastic Four back there. Never been made into official Lego minifigures, so I bought bootleg versions. There's Epcot. What is that from? Epcot, like 30th anniversary or something. These collectible coins. All right, this is a Lego ATST from Solo, A Star Wars Story. Just like more books and random crap. Sorry, excuse me, random crud. I don't know, what's an appropriate word for that? This is a Dharma Initiative binder. That's from the Lost season, what was that, 5 or something, Blu-ray set. I like that one. All right. Pardon my language there. All right, more Legos. Yeah, no, where's the Lost stuff? There's some more Lost stuff coming. Gideon was asking about Lego The Simpsons. Look at this. This is Simpsons house from Lego with the Simpsons family. Well, first of all, there's the Flintstones, which I got from Toy Fair last year. Would not have bought that one, but I thought it was okay, so I kept it. Some other like Lego pirate stuff, Lego Simpsons house, and then the Quickie Mart and all of the Lego Simpsons minifigure series. There's Chief Wiggum's police car. I think in here is the Simpsons car in the garage. And yeah, that's the whole set. That's every... Oh, on top of here, recently when I had a couple days off, before everything shut down, I tried to build... This is in the queue for Pirates of the Caribbean at Disneyland. I tried to replicate that one like island that you see when you first walk into Pirates. So I did the flag and the parrot sitting on the shovel there and stuff. Gideon asks, is that Jurassic Park Lego? Yeah. Wait, there's there's a few. I got the Raptor and the Dilophosaurus, and there's like the Ellie Sattler and Alan Grant. There's one little set from Jurassic Park. I didn't buy that big T-Rex because A, I don't have room, and B, I didn't like it that much. Here's Itchy and Scratchy from Simpsons Legos. There's a big Lego pirate ship from my childhood, and more Lego pirate stuff all along that shelf. And we go up one shelf. This is all Lego Star Wars stuff. I've got Cloud City, the big Cloud City set. There's, what else? Yoda's hut is up there somewhere. I can't really see it. This is from Star Wars Rebels, Star Wars Rogue One. This is an Imperial shuttle, one of the first Imperial shuttles that came out, the A-Wing. The Sandcrawler, this is one of my favorite sets. Favorite Lego Star Wars sets is the Sandcrawler. Big Sandcrawler. Jabba's Palace with the Rancor pit. Ah, all right. Oh, here's Yoda's hut. And there's some more Solo stuff and Cloud City. That's just a bunch of Lego Star Wars. And then we're going to go down a couple. We're getting to a point where it's going to get kind of messy because my cats have been jumping up here and crawling on the shelves and knocking stuff over. But this is the giant 8,000 piece Lego Millennium Falcon. And I started building this like Hoth. It's supposed to be Echo base on Hoth around the Millennium Falcon here. With, I got the snow speeders and the bunkers and the what do you call it? What is this thing called? I guess it's like a, I forget what that's called. No, I can't remember words right now for some reason. There's a Tauntaun. My mind is blown, says Gideon. This is like the Mandalorian set that just came out recently. In the back there is the Wampa with Luke hanging upside down. This next shelf is a real mess right now. It's all medieval town. My cats have been like wreaking havoc in here, so everything's like knocked over. I gotta fix it. This is like there's a bridge back here with kind of a cart going across with a dragon in it and stuff. I don't know. I gotta fix this all up. It's getting messed up. Then the giant Jabba's sail barge, Hasbro HasLab sail barge. I got to review that for Laughing Place. You can watch that review on the Laughing Place YouTube channel. Okay, we're getting near the end. Okay, what do we got up here? This is a lot of like personal accomplishments and stuff. Shows that I did, comedy shows, and awards that I've won for some documentaries that I made. Here's Darkwing Duck on this little balcony thing. That came with the Spider-Man toy, I think, but I thought it was cool to put Darkwing up there. This poster here, I forget the name of this artist, but I love this guy. He did a fake... This poster is supposed to be... this is such like a deep cut reference, but it's Star Wars Shadows of the Empire, which is this novel slash video game slash soundtrack that came out in the 90s. It takes place between The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. But he made a fake poster for it as though it was a movie, but he cast Edward Norton as Prince Shizor, and he'd cast Nicolas Cage as Dash Rendar. It's just very silly. I thought it was silly and fun. I don't want it to end. Here's some pins. And this is like the buttons where, yeah, I have a lot of pins on display, but it's just a small fraction of the pins that I have. The pins are, yeah, there's no way. There's no way to put them all out. I didn't even want to list them all off because there's so many of them. And a lot of them are Disney pins, but a lot of them aren't. Here's some lost stuff. Look, Dharma Initiative, the Aero Station. This is from the Thing board game that I got, but Thing is one of my favorite movies, and that was, they put out a board game at Comic-Con. They gave me that patch. So I was pretty excited. My buddy Nathan Hamill, a.k.a. the son of Mark Hamill, made this pin as Porgy Pig. So it's like a porg mixed with Porky Pig. And we got the Swan Station from Lost. What else? A lot of fun pins in there. There's the actual porg. Which the Thing, John Carpenter? Of course the John Carpenter. I didn't even see the sequel that came out like 5 or 6 years ago. I don't know. What was it? 10 years ago? I didn't even see it. I didn't want to. All right, this is a fun one. I went to the media event for Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout, and I just rode the ride over and over again because they just let us stay on. They didn't even kick us off. So I had to buy the souvenir photo of me by myself on Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout. I just thought that was so much fun. This was from Universal Studios Hollywood, Halloween Horror Nights. This is the Louis Tully business card from the Ghostbusters maze. He handed that out outside. And then this is from the, let's see, June 8th, 2018. It's from Red the Pirate. What was this from? The 50th anniversary of Pirates? Or it might have been the first day that Red was out there. I don't know. Is that the 50th anniversary? You guys know better than I do. I can't remember dates. Indiana Jones Adventure Translator card. And then, okay. We'll go back up here this way. Giant Lego X-Wing Starfighter. Okay, and we got Boba Fett Slave One. There's a Mr. Toad. There's a Jungle Cruise map that they were giving out one year when the ride was under refurb and they were doing skipper school. You would win one of those maps by participating. I just thought that was really cool. Here's another Salacious Crumb. This is the Salacious Crumb puppet that you can wear on your shoulder that you get at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. I think that's pretty much, that's gonna do it. I think these are buttons from the world premiere of Star Wars: The Last Jedi that I got to go to. That's cool. Oh, and look, some Lego minifigures up there, just like a random assortment of minifigures and stuff. But yeah, we're coming up on an hour here, so I think that's gonna do it for the tour. It's a lot more books and stuff. I'm like strategically avoiding the messier parts. So, all right, let's flip around here. How you guys doing? Any questions? Any last minute things that you want to see before we wrap up here? I know, Gideon, you could spend hours really just like, you want to see the DeLorean painting again. Okay, let's go. We're going to go back out in the hallway. Turn off the light in here. And then this is my, let's see. It says Mike Celestino, Mr. Bender, grade 12. So I was 18, probably 17 or 18. And I painted this at Copiague High School in Long Island, New York. Why did I say Star Wars? Oh, because Gideon said, how did you get to like Star Wars? My mom always tried to get me into Star Wars when I was very young, and it took me a while. But I think when the books started coming out in like 91, when I was like 11, when the Timothy Zahn books started coming out, I really got into Star Wars. No Westworld, Mike Mack. I like the movie Westworld, the Michael Crichton movie. And then we watched season 1 of the TV show, but I got to get back into it. Thanks, Tubi. All right. Okay. I don't know if I can talk anymore, but thank you. Thank you for watching. You want to, oh yeah, the last thing I wanted to show you. This is in the bedroom here. This is my wife's collection. This is not mine. Does not belong to me. But these are, let's open the blinds. Here, I'll get some light. These are Hallmark Star Wars itty bitties. What's your favorite Star Wars film? Asked Gideon. Empire Strikes Back, man. Can't go wrong with Empire. So these are all Star Wars itty bitties that my wife collected from Hallmark. And you get, a lot of these are like convention exclusive. So I'm not the only one. You know, I'm not the only hoarder in the family. Okay. Okay, I'm going to say goodbye now. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me for a window into my madness. This is Mike Celestino from Laughing